it or not, most weebs are like lone wolves, surviving on a steady diet of ramen and loneliness with almost zero affection from women. That's why we often fantasize about having a girl who's completely obsessed with us. Because let's face it, that's about as rare as a blue moon. But hey, I get it. I've been there too. So today I'm sharing with you the anime that helped me cure my loneliness, or at least distract me for a few hours. Here's my top 10 new romance anime where the girl's obsessed with the boy. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Starting this list at number 10 is one of those anime with titles as long as Pinocchio's nose, why Raeliana ended up at the Duke's mansion. Ordinary girl Rinko Hanasaki meets an unfortunate end. Yep, she straight up dies. But instead of eternal darkness, she opens her eyes and finds herself reincarnated into the world of one of her favorite novels. Sounds cool, right? Not exactly. Turns out luck isn't on her side because she's been reborn as Raeliana Macmillan, a minor character with a major problem. In the original story, Raeliana is living her best life until she gets betrayed and yeeted into the afterlife by her own fiancé. And not exactly the fairy tale she was hoping for. Determined not to become another tragic footnote, Raeliana does what any sensible isekai protagonist would do. She finds the strongest, most overpowered man around and makes him her problem. Enter Duke Noah Win-Knight, the novel's ridiculously handsome and powerful male lead. Armed with her knowledge of the novel's plot, Raeliana hatches a plan. Blackmail the Duke into pretending to be her fiancé. If he agrees, she promises to keep his deepest secrets under wraps. Noah, being the smart man that he is, plays along. At first, Raeliana thinks she's outsmarted the story itself. No tragic ending, no murder fiancé, easy win. But there's a small side effect she didn't account for. Duke Noah is way too charming for his own good, and despite all her efforts, she finds herself slowly, hopelessly falling for him. Before she knows it, she's the one obsessed with the Duke. Anime for night owls, Call of the Night is up next at number 9. A 40-year-old lolly vampire casually wandering the city at night stumbles upon a middle school boy who's also out past bedtime. Her name, Nazuna Nanakusa. Her mission, to show this kid a good time. Because obviously, if someone's out this late, their day must have been boring as hell. Ko Yamori, being the innocent, clueless middle schooler that he is, agrees without a second thought. Next thing he knows, he's soaring through the city skyline in the arms of a tiny smug vampire before crash landing at her apartment. They hang out, play some games, and just when things seem relatively normal, BAM! Nazuna chomps down on his neck. Ko, like any reasonable person, assumes this means he's about to become a vampire. But nope. There are rules to this sort of thing. Turns out you can't just become a vampire because you got bit. You have to fall in love with the vampire first, and because Ko is both naive and stubborn, he immediately declares, I bet, I'll just fall in love with you then. Nazuna, for all her confidence, loves crack jokes and isn't shy about certain topics, if you know what I mean. But when it comes to actual genuine love, that's her weakness. At first she thinks Ko is just some dumb kid who won't follow through, but then his unexpected heart-throbbing moves start catching her off guard. Before she even realizes it, she's the one getting flustered, her undead heart racing. And just like that, this smug vampire slowly but surely finds herself obsessed with him. At number 8 is the Duke of Death and his Maid. Being born with a curse is already a pain, but if you're Bochan, it's straight up unfair. This guy got hit with one of the worst curses in existence. Anything he touches, instant death. As long as you can imagine, this didn't exactly make him popular. His loving family decided the best course of action was to isolate him in a mansion deep in the forest far away from civilization. You know, just in case you got any ideas about handshakes or hugs. But that's not even the worst part. Bochan's personal maid Alice has made it her mission to tease him nonstop. And not just regular teasing, no. This girl flirts, gets way too close, and even throws in some spicy borderline illegal jokes just to watch him squirm. And the worst part, he wants to touch her, but the moment he does, poof, she's dust. Literal ashes. Game over. Tired of this ridiculous situation and probably on the verge of losing his sanity, Bochan makes a decision. He's gonna find a cure for this annoying curse no matter what. But of course, he won't be going alone. Alice, his overly affectionate, overly loyal maid, will be tagging along. And with her around, this journey is bound to be chaotic, hilarious, and a little too steamy for someone who can't touch anything. Taking the cake at number 7 is Dr. Elise, the royal lady with a lamp. Dr. Aoi Takamoto was a genius surgeon with a bright future ahead of her, until life decided to hit her with the ultimate plot twist, a plane crash. Just like that, her promising career ends before she can even reach her full potential. But what nobody knows is that this brilliant doctor was hiding a dark secret all along. She's actually the reincarnation of Elise de Clorence, a noble girl who was the absolute worst. Selfish, arrogant, and toxically obsessed with her fiancé, Prince Linden, she's basically ruined everything to the point that even her own family turned against her, leading to her downfall. So when she got the chance to be reborn in modern Japan, she swore to fix her karma by saving lives instead of destroying them. But fate? Oh, fate had a sense of humor. Right after her second death, she wakes up again. This time back in her original life as Elise just before her engagement to Prince Linden. At first, she sees this as a hard pass. She's convinced their relationship was cursed and refuses to go down the same toxic road as before. Her plan? Break up the engagement, ASAP. But the more time she spends around Linden, the more she realizes something's changed. She has changed, and this time, the love she feels for him isn't twisted or obsessive, it's real. And as if that wasn't enough, Linden turns out to be incredibly supportive of her medical ambitions. Seeing him by her side, cheering her on, only makes her fall harder. Before she knows it, she's the one hopelessly obsessed with him. Except this time, it's a healthy obsession. Halfway through, we have Senpai is in Otokonoko at number 6. Makoto Hanoka is the school's top beauty. Elegant, charming, and the kind of person who has an army of admirers, both guys and girls, lining up just for a chance to date her. Among them is Saki Oi, a bubbly first year who's completely smitten. Now, in Japan, the typical couple is boy meets girl, so Saki hesitates. She worries that confessing her love to another girl might make Hanoka uncomfortable, but after much deliberation, she finally works up the courage and lays her heart on the line. However, Hanaoka's response is a total plot twist. She rejects Saki, but not because she isn't interested. Nope. She casually drops the bombshell that she's actually a guy cross-dressing as a girl. Most people would be shocked, maybe even reconsider their feelings. But Saki's unfazed. She doesn't care if Hanoka is a boy, girl, or anything in between. Her feelings are real, and she's not backing down. She wants to date Hanoka no matter what. Hanoka, on the other hand, is completely lost. Love? Feelings? That's uncharted territory. He has never been in love before and has no idea what to do, but Saki's already 10 steps ahead. With absolute confidence, she declares, "Then I'll become your first love." And so begins the story of a girl obsessed with a cross-dressing boy who, if fate has its way, just might become just as obsessed with her in return. Hey weebs, depression and obsession don't always mix well, but you hitting that like and subscribe button is a wish and our wishing well. Your support keeps us going and we're here to stay. Bringing you top 10 anime lists every week, so don't look away. Thanks again, and let's get on with the video. Next at 5th place is a wholesome A Sign of Affection. In today's world, networking's everything, and this anime shows exactly why making the right connections can change your life. Meet Yuki Itsoe, a university student with a hearing impairment. Her world is quiet. Literally, her daily routine is to wake up, commute to campus, go home, and repeat. Nothing exciting, nothing extraordinary. But then enter Rin Fujushiro, her best friend and the ultimate catalyst for change. Thanks to Rin, Yuki crosses paths with Nagi Itsuomi, a white-haired university senior who is basically a walking passport. This guy is Mr. Worldwide. He's fluent in Japanese, English, German, Spanish, and Chinese. He's constantly traveling, he's part of the international club, and his passion for learning is unmatched. So when he meets Yuki and realizes her world is different from his, he decides on the spot that he's going to learn sign language. Yuki is already flustered by his sudden dedication because, seriously, who does that? But as they spend more time commuting with each other, she finds herself drawn to him in a way she never expected. And before she even realizes it, their growing bond turns into something deeper, which is a healthy obsession fueled by love that transcends words. Next up at number 4 is the currently airing I Have a Crush at Work. The office is usually a black hole of stress, deadlines, and awkward small talk, but let's be real, having a workplace crush can make things a little more bearable. If you ever daydreamed about office romance, then this anime is exactly what you need. Meet Masugu Tateshi and Yui Mitsuya, the textbook definition of fire and ice. They're not even in the same department, but whenever they cross paths, boom, an argument is guaranteed. To their coworkers, they're just two colleagues who absolutely cannot stand each other, but what no one knows is that they're actually madly in love. The moment they step out of the office, they transform into the most disgustingly sweet lovey-dovey couple ever. Holding hands, flirting, acting like two teenagers in love, the whole package. So why the constant bickering at work? Simple. They want to keep their relationship secret to avoid workplace awkwardness. At first, they even considered keeping their distance entirely, but there was one small problem. Yui is completely obsessed with Masugu. The second she sees him, she cannot hold back. She just has to talk to him, tease him, and love him. So their original plan was scrapped. Now, their office is filled with constant fights, but in reality, it's just their totally unnecessary cover-up for a romance that's already way too obvious. Next up, we have another office romance, My Senpai is Annoying, taking the bronze medal. Romance is overflowing in this anime. So much so that even the side characters are out here serving love stories that would make the Heian-era poets jealous. First, let's talk about the main duo. Futaba Igarashi is a hardworking saleswoman at a trading company. She's been grinding for 2 years, but there's just one thing she has to endure on a daily basis. Her senpai, Harumi Takeda, and his relentless teasing. These two are polar opposites. Futaba's small, feisty, and cute as hell, while Takeda is built like a bear. So naturally, he cannot resist teasing her every chance he gets. And honestly, who could blame him? Futaba, however, is dealing with conflicting emotions. She hates being treated like a kid, but at the same time, she loves the attention. Before she knows it, she's fallen head over heels for her titan of a coworker. Problem, though, is that Takeda is either dense as a rock or maybe, just maybe, he's playing dumb. Either way, Futaba is out here working overtime trying to get him to notice her feelings, but wait, there's more. The side characters, Sota Kazama and Toko Sakurai, are just as interesting. Kazama is your typical quiet introvert guy who, like everyone else in the office, has a crush on Sakurai, the undisputed office beauty. But what shocks him is that, despite constantly rejecting other guys, Sakurai starts showing him a softer, more playful side. One that no one else gets to see. And that's when it clicks, he might actually be someone special to her. At number 2, Oshinoko. An ordinary doctor dies and gets reincarnated as Aqua Hoshino, the son of his beloved Oshi Hoshino. From the moment they're born, Aqua and his twin sister Ruby are thrown into the chaotic world of entertainment just like their superstar mother. One day, while tagging along with Ai on set, Aqua impresses a well-known director with a shockingly advanced vocabulary for a kid. And just like that, he lands a mysterious child role in a movie. There he meets a certain red-haired acting prodigy, Kana Arima. Kana is talented, confident, and arrogant as hell. She fully believes she's the best child actress in the game until Aqua, as a complete newbie, delivers a performance that blows hers out of the water. She can't handle it. She cries, demands retakes, and refuses to accept that she's just one-upped by a random kid. Fast forward years later, Aqua enrolls in a high school for artists, mainly to keep an eye on Ruby as she chases her idol dreams. And guess who also happens to attend? Kana Arima. The moment she sees him, her entire world stops. She never thought she'd meet Aqua again because ever since that humiliating loss years ago, she's been obsessed with him. And now that fate has gifted her a second chance, she's not letting go. The only problem is that Aqua doesn't care. He's as emotionless and unbothered as ever. But that doesn't stop Kana. If anything, it just fuels her even more. She's so determined to stay in his orbit that she does things she never imagined. Joins an idol group with Ruby even though she swore off idols. Takes on a theatrical drama role with barely a day to prepare. And literally watches him kiss another girl on a reality show, but she still doesn't give up. And despite everything, Aqua, in his own cold, distant way, shows that he does care for her. Will Kana ever be able to change this seemingly one-sided love? Finally, taking the gold medal is Horimiya. Koyoko Hori is the queen of her school. She's smart, gorgeous, and the center of attention. Naturally, everyone assumes she'd end up with someone just as popular and cool as she is. So when she starts dating Izumi Miyamura, the quiet, unassuming guy no one even remembers exists, it shocks everyone. But what they don't realize is that these two are a perfect match. Hori is bright and energetic while Miyamura is chill and reserved. And despite their differences, they just get each other. Hori in particular has her own brand of obsession with Miyamura. She gets jealous the moment another girl even breathes in his direction. She demands he be possessive over her. She's constantly craving his attention, and she has a questionable love for seeing his rougher side where he asserts dominance in a slightly violent way. If you're looking for the most realistic high school couple in anime, this is it. They bicker, they tease, they get way too comfortable with each other, but at the end of the day, they adorably are in love. And that's why it's #1 romance anime in today's video. That's a wrap, weebs, and thank you for sticking around. Tell us in the comments if you agree with this list and which anime should have made the ranks. You made it this far, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more tea. See you next time.